Oscar. Welcome to Tiny Edition. Today I'm here with Osher Günsberg. Hi, Oscar. Osher.
Hi, Oscar. Thanks for having me on your show.
I'm so excited to ask you a few questions.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
Please.
What were you like as a kid?
Nowhere near as confident as you. I did get told, though, the other day from someone who knew me when I was 7, that the first day I met her, I said to her, I'm going to be famous. I don't remember that, but apparently it happened.
Do you have a favourite family tradition?
Oh gosh, it's probably for about 15 years now. We have been sending each other a picture of the most interesting car we saw that day. Anywhere in the world. One of my brothers lives in Detroit, Michigan. He works in the auto industry, yeah. Really? Yeah. And so we still, to this day, we will send a picture of the most interesting car that we saw that day to each other. And we've been doing it for 15 years.
What's the name of the family group chat?
It's called Emo. Ed, Marty, Osher.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have a friend that's emo.
Right. We called it golf back in the day. It's the same thing.
Can you tell us a story about your name? You started out with the name of Andrew G. What does Osher mean, and what happened that made you want to change it?
Well, people change their names all the time, Oscar. There's one person who calls me a name no one else calls me, but it changes how I go about my day. There's one person who calls me Dad. How you name yourself or what you call yourself makes a lot of difference. Both my parents changed their names. Because I'm an immigrant, but I'm white, so no one notices. Both my parents changed their names because their names were hard to pronounce for Australians in the, first the 40s and then in the 70s. There was something about who I was before I did that and who I was after that. I wanted to have a clear moment between that, and it kind of reflected the different way I was living my life.
What do your parents or family members close to you call you?
They call me Osher, and my friends still call me G. You can call me G.
You change your looks all the time and your hair has kind of become famous. Can you confirm if blondes have more fun?
I don't know. Depends. I think it's all the same amount of fun, it's just a different kind of fun. So every time you do something new, you kind of change it just a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why. That's why I change my hair a lot.
Outside of TV and your podcast, what projects are you working on next?
So there's one or two things that have nothing to do with broadcasting or writing or television or podcasting. I'm a very nerdy person. I'm really interested in energy efficiency, green energy engineering, electric vehicles, very passionate about electric mobility and clean energy. So there's a few things on the side. But on the TV side of things, I'm working on actually something like this, exactly what you're doing. It's a fake news show, but this is a real news show. Mine's a fake version of this. So I'm working on something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, you're doing your show right now is more real than the show I'm trying to make for real. For real.
You've hosted some pretty cool shows. Yeah. What is the funniest thing that ever happened to you on one of those shows?
There was a moment at the end of last season's Masked Singer, which was the first time that Mel B was on our show. And you're too young to remember this, but Mel B was in a band called the Spice Girls. They were huge. And I'd waited all year to make the joke. And we were down to the final 2. And I said, only one of you can hold aloft the Masked Singer trophy, because tonight is the night when 2 become 1. And so there's this big final moment as that drum roll and they're ready to go with the fireworks and the whole audience is like, who's gonna win? And I stopped to make a Spice Girls joke. It was so good.
I hear you're a kid with anxiety.
Yeah.
Quite a few kids have their own struggles with anxiety. How did you end up hosting a live TV in front of millions?
Yeah, my parents tried really hard to help me. And at first, being on stage was a way to control what was going on. But that was an unhealthy way to relate to my work. So I would say what's really, really important is that I didn't know what it was. And so once you understand what it is, you're instantly able to go, oh, right, that's what it is. Like if you'd never felt hunger before, you'd think that something was really, when you're really, really hungry and your tummy hurts, you're like, something's really wrong with me, I've got to get to a doctor. It's like, no, bro, you're just hungry. And you go, oh, I'm just hungry. I can feel this really intense feeling in my body, but I know what to do about it. I'll go eat a piece of fruit, have a drink of water, I'll feel better. If I knew what it was at the time, which I didn't know what it was, I would kind of, it's just a switch in my brain has decided something terrible is happening when nothing terrible is happening. I know what to do now. And that's really, really cool because later on, these things get worse if you don't treat them. So that you know how to downregulate is such important, it's amazing. I'm so happy.
Can you show us the last picture on your camera roll?
This is Wolfgang, and that's an entire castle built of magnet tiles. This is the fun game that we play. So we spend 10 minutes maybe making this. What do you think happens next?
He destroys it.
Exactly. That's super fun. And then he says, again! It's so rad. It's really fun.
Thanks so much, Osher.
Thanks for having me, Oscar. What are you going to do next?
Got an important meeting with the blokes upstairs.
I can understand why. Good luck with it, man.
Thank you.